Manchester United out of the Champions League. RB Leipzig 3, Manchester United 2. And in the end, catastrophic defending, poor tactics from Oli, and some shambolic goalkeeping from David De Gea are the difference. And not to mention a hell of a lot of poor finishing and a lack of clinical edge tonight from Manchester United. Only themselves to blame. Dumped out of the Champions League in the group stages after putting themselves in a very good and very strong position to be able to progress, to be able to move themselves into the next round. And to say I'm frustrated, to say am I fuming, is an absolute understatement with the overall performance from Manchester United tonight. Yes, 2 very late, very last-minute goals trying to turn things around. Yes, it was dramatic, but it isn't good enough. And you know what? Man United were tipped to go out of the group stages. We were. Let's have it right. We were tipped to go out of the group stages, but we had a great opportunity. We had a massive opportunity to put ourselves into the latter stages of the competition, into the knockouts, and we blew it. We blew it away in Turkey, and we blew it tonight after a shambolic start to this game. I'm going to delve into it in more detail. Tonight, we're going to speak about Man United's mishaps. What went wrong? We're going to have callers on. We're going to have a panel on. We're going to speak about the situation with our defending and why we keep going behind in games. I also want to talk about where does Oli go from here? How much pressure is going to mount upon him? We know Oli out is going to be trending, but we want your views and opinions. The lines are going to open for you to call in very, very soon. But do me a massive favor right now. Smash the like button, the Football Terrace. Smash the like button. Give me sport right about now. Let's get this video trending. Let's get it past 1,000 likes by smashing that button for us right now. How to put this? We can break this all down. Poor defending from AWB for the opening goal. Tucked in far too deep. Terrible. Terrible second defending for the next goal as well. Awful. Very, 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 very poor indeed. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Manchester United left themselves in an almightily poor situation. You had the runners coming in from deep, nobody picking them up. You're 2-0 down. And do you know what? RB Leipzig, they really worked hard. They put a lot of time and a lot of energy into getting themselves into that position, and it paid off. And then Man United dominated the ball. We dominated opportunities. The third goal we conceived, Harry Maguire asleep, not knowing what's around him. And David De Gea, equally as bad in my opinion, let us down massively. And then we go to the other end of the pitch. Rashford and Greenwood both had golden opportunities to score in that first half and absolutely fluffed their lines. And at this level, that is so, so important. But the biggest culprit tonight for me was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We have to address this with this man. He is the biggest culprit tonight with the fact that he got his team selection and formation wrong. And more importantly, it was the tactics from the off. Leipzig were always going to come out at 1,000,000 miles an hour, pressing, hurrying, and putting the team under, as I say, almighty pressure. And Man United weren't ready for it. We looked absolutely shell-shocked from the beginning of this game. And it was completely and utterly unacceptable. Completely and utterly unacceptable. Waited until halftime to make the changes. Van der Beek made a bit of an impact, but not too much. Pogba, I really I felt he changed the game and gave Man United much more of the ball, but those changes needed to come sooner. But overall, from the coaching bench right through to the first team, it was a terrible night for Manchester United. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. But as I say, I want your views. I want your opinions right now. The super chats are coming in like crazy. Smash that like button, by the way. Over 4,000 people watching already. Which is absolutely amazing. But make sure you're hitting that like button. It's really important to us that you get that done right about now. We're going to get the panel on, but Man United are out. There needs to be an inquest into tonight's performance because it was absolutely shambolic. Shambolic. There's no more I can say about it than that. It was shambolic, and I'm embarrassed. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. And I just, after The feel-good factor of coming back against West Ham. After starting the Champions League group so well, we have thrown away a golden opportunity to progress. And this might end up haunting Ollie. This may end up haunting him from the position that he found himself in. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. We're going to get some of our panel on right about now. As I say, hit that like button, hit the share button. Make sure you subscribe to us here at the Football Terrace and go and like the Give Me Sport page as well. Let's jump into this with our panel. We will be taking your calls very, very soon. I'm raging, mate. I'm raging. I've got Aaron here with me. I've got man like KJ with me. Boys, we're out. Nobody but ourselves to blame, really. Aaron, I'm going to come to you first. What went wrong for Ollie and his boys tonight?
Seems like everything went wrong today, man. The formation to start with, the formation was wrong. It was very naive from Ollie to go into this game with a 3-5-2, 2 DM sitting. Knowing how this team works, knowing how they operate, we've seen it countless times. These guys are quick, agile, they flood the box in numbers, and they punish you when you make mistakes, and that's exactly what they did today. So the starting lineup from the start was wrong. Then you go down 2-0 in less than 30 minutes. You then go from a 3-5-2, or he then goes from a 3-5-2 to a 4-2-3-1 because he realizes he messed up. Takes Terrace off for some strange reason I still don't understand. Leaves Luke Shaw on, then has to take Luke Shaw off because he's injured. Then he has to bring on Brandon Williams, who doesn't have experience like other players. Luke Shaw shouldn't have even been starting in the first place because, in my opinion, yes, he was fit, but not fit enough to play this game, which was a vital game. He shouldn't have been playing. For me, he wasn't ready for that game. So you have to take Luke Shaw off because he's injured. Now you bring on a young, unexperienced player in the Champions League who did okay. But by that time, we're already, 3-0 down. They get a goal. Then we get a penalty. We get the Pogba goal. But then by then, it's just hoping. It's literally just hoping. So,
yeah, I hear you on that. We've got Kobe that's joined us here from Give Me Sport. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How's it going, Terry?
Yeah, not great from my point of view as a United fan. It's very painful to go out this early on in the tournament. We're going to go to KJ and Neeks in a minute, but Kobe, from your point of view, what was the matter with Man United tonight? Was it a case of being caught cold? Was it the formation? Was it the tactics, players? Where was the problem? Or was it the fact that Leipzig were just superior tonight? What's your views, mate?
I think it's really cliche and presumptuous sometimes to question the attitude of players or a club, but you really have to wonder what's been going on in that United dressing room. I think it's really clear from the early capitulation that all is not well. You know, you look at the Pogba news coming out last night. I think that's shocking from Mino Raiola. I think, to be honest, if you look at the group draw at the very start, you'd think that third's not actually that terrible when you consider the quality of Leipzig and PSG. You've really got to question the mentality when you consider how well United started the group stage. I mean, those first 2 wins were incredible. But you're right. I mean, it was way too cautious from the outset. And you fear if they're now going to be getting smashed on Thursday nights like London office workers. It's not all well at Old Trafford. I think there's something wrong that we can't really put our fingers on at the moment. I think it's more than just tactics, more than just player availability.
I can tell you what that is, fam, but we're not going to get into that today. We will have resistance in that.
Yeah, look, we know that the board are a big issue at this club, and we heard Rio Ferdinand. If everybody go back and watch what Rio Ferdinand was saying before the game kicked off, he's talking about the Pogba situation that you bring up, but he's speaking about how the club have got to shut this down. The club have allowed agents to behave this way for such a long period of time. There's so much wrong, and I think you're right, Kobe, to look at this and just say, "Oh, it's because Matic started, or it's because Luke Shaw started, or Ollie hasn't got tactics." That negates the last 8 years of Man United's downfall, and I think tonight's frustrating in itself. And of course, there's elements of Ollie and the players tonight you look at. But this isn't the first, Jose was right a few years ago. This isn't the first time, and it isn't going to be the last time that this kind of thing happens. Neeks, from your point of view, mate, disappointing to go out after the position we found ourselves in. What next for Ollie, in your opinion?
I mean, it's business as usual. I think I asked on the show yesterday, is it a sackable offence to lose to Leipzig and go out in the group stage? And the majority of people, I don't remember anyone saying otherwise, said no, it's not a sackable offence. What's so disappointing is that, as was said earlier, we put ourselves in such a good position to actually come out of the group that no one expected us to, and we failed to. We had there's 3 games that you can look at: the Istanbul away, PSG at home, and Leipzig today, that we really missed opportunity to go through. 2 poor performances in terms of Istanbul and today, and the PSG game, a game of missed chances and missed opportunity. And I think when it comes to today, I think Solskjaer got it wrong. For me, I said it yesterday. Leipzig are there to be beaten. I'm not saying they're not a good side, but they're not defensively great. And you saw that the moment we changed to a 4 at the back, and especially in the second half when we brought on the extra midfielder, so we had an additional attacker, we were on top. Now, the third goal we conceded was against the run of play, horrible mix-up and error between Maguire, De Gea, depending who you want to blame. I think probably more the keeper, but they're both to blame because of the hesitancy. But because of how bad that first half was in terms of too defensive, we gave them way too much respect, especially after Solskjaer said in his press conference that we're going to go there for the win, to then set up with a back 5. And we know that other than Terrace, in our back 5, everyone else is defensive. It's not like we got 2 attacking wing backs. So it was a defensive formation, especially when you go with then Matic and McTominay in the middle. If you go for Van der Beek, you say, okay, we've got maybe a bit more to go forward. So he went against what him and Maguire spoke about in the press conference. And we invited, as Aaron said on the last on the preview, we invited Leipzig onto us by setting out how we did, and they killed us in the first 20 minutes, absolutely killed us, and we gave ourselves too much to do. They're not West Ham, they're not Southampton. You go 2-0 down to these teams, it's not going to be easy. But all of that being said, we still could have gone through. So it shows that we just gave them way too much respect in that first half, left ourselves too much to do, and now we're out.
I think you're right in that comment there about we created chances. Greenwood had a chance when we were 1-0 down. I think he should be striking the ball better from that position. Rashford had an opportunity, and yes, it was a good block. But we had ample chances in that second half, especially, to score goals. Yes, the goalie pulled off 3 or 4 saves, but that's what was frustrating. They were there for the taking, and I think.
Yeah, but Terry, we could easily have been 3-4-0 down in the first half.
Thank you.
Easily.
No.
The goal that was disallowed for offside, that could easily have gone in straight away. There was another chance where the guy toe poked it through the past the post. We just gave them way too much respect in that first half. Way too much.
Yeah, I hear that. But it's about being clinical. And do you know what? When you're not defending very well, and we're not at the moment, we're conceding goals too early in games, you have to finish your chances at the other end. And tonight we were poor in both areas. And as you say, all these things were there. I want to ask you this, Aaron, because you said last night, if we beat Leipzig and we beat City, you're going to say Man United can win the league. Your mind, you can't have changed dramatically in those thoughts in 24 hours, losing one game.
Yeah, but the Champions League obviously is done. I don't even want to mention the Europa League. I'm probably not even going to watch it because there's no point. We're not winning it. So whoever's thought about even mentioning this in the future, don't mention it because we're not winning it. Yeah, just get that out of your heads. In terms of the league, we're in a good position. Let's not beat around the bush. We're in a good position. We still got a game in hand. Obviously, with the recent performances, I'm not too confident. But if we fix ourselves up and we play well in the league, everything's still possible. So yes, if we do beat City in the league on Saturday, we're in the conversation. I still stand by it.
And I hear that. There's a lot of people in the comments here saying you were scored, you could have been 5 or 6-0 down, Terry. Yeah, we could have been, but their missed chances are the same as our missed chances. If we take our chances and they miss theirs, we win. That's actually football. I don't know if anyone's been watching for the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
of their lives.
Greenwood scores that chance to go 1-1. It may be a different game, but I just feel it's a missed opportunity. You go there with seven defensive players, man.
What you said there, Neeks, earlier when you said that Leipzig is not Southampton and not West Ham. Against West Ham and Southampton, yes, you can go down 1 or 2-0, and you're going to have enough quality to come back and win the game. This is Leipzig; they're not the same.
I understand
this is why
that.
I said the games that we have been winning. The way we won games, Terry, has not been sustainable. Name me one game apart from the Newcastle game that has been convincing wins. We have not won games.
I think the Leipzig and PSG games.
That's my point. In the Champions League, our first 2 wins were convincing. So we've done it. Say we can't do it.
But Terry, Aaron has a point because all the away, 5 of the wins that we had in a row out of the 9 away Premier League games, we went behind in all of them.
Oh no,
You can't keep going away. You can't keep going down. You can't.
I'm not talking about that. That is literally not what I've said. Like, all of my point is that we also lack the clinical edge. And if you lack clinical edge and you make mistakes defensively, invariably you're going to lose. But both fans still need to look at themselves. We missed really good opportunities tonight, and I know they did as well. But it's about finishing your dinner when you get those opportunities. You have to do it. And
Terry, you can't keep going down and then saying, "Oh no, it's fine. We'll be back because we did it last time." When did I say that? I'm saying in general, it's not sustainable to always go down and then as a player or as a fan base.
I don't understand what this point's coming from. I don't understand the point. I never said it was.
I know you didn't say it, but it's not the way you've been playing has not been sustainable. And today we've been punished for all these times that we've gone down and came back, and then we said, "Oh, it's fine." Do you know what I mean? We came back, comeback kings, and all these things.
And I get that. And I totally get the way we've been going, and we've said it ourselves. Rashford said it. Maguire said it to the media. I understand that. I'm talking about tonight's game, and in moments like this, in these crunch games, in big tournaments, you have to finish your chances. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying the way we've been playing recently has been brilliant and sustainable. I never made that point at all. Kobe, what's next for Ollie, in your opinion?
Well, you know, I'm a bigger defender of Ollie than most. I think I've made that pretty clear in recent days. But you touched on it a little bit yourself there with the crunch games. There's been a common thread in the Solskjaer tenure that I can't even defend. Losing the FA Cup semi-final, losing the Europa League semi-final, losing this crunch game as well. And what have these big Champions League games had in common? Individual errors. So that's where Solskjaer can be somewhat let off. But, you know, the Istanbul defeat, the terrible defending from the corner, PSG, Fred getting sent off. The crucial goal was the Maguire-De Gea mix-up. Although there was much bigger faults, there's clearly something going wrong when the pressure's really being turned on. So as much as I defend Solskjaer, you can only absolve him from so many of these bottling moments in crucial games. I think that's exactly why we don't think they can even win the Europa League. So I think in an ideal world, you maybe give him to the end of the season, reassess, Tuchel's out of contract, you see how it goes. I mean, I can only...
I don't know about Tuchel. I don't know about Tuchel.
Nick said about that.
I don't think you sack him hastily. Is what I'm trying to say here.
I've been saying that from... Listen, Solskjaer... Listen, I don't even make this a Solskjaer defense show. You know, it's not my show, innit? But Solskjaer got us third last year. I say got us. He was the manager, got us third last year. He deserves a whole season. We are a few points from the top of the table. Going out in the Champions League in a group that a lot of people didn't expect us to get through in the first place is nowhere near a sackable offence. We just have to make sure we disagree to one side and say, we got Man City, we go again. We have to put it to one side because no point crying over spilled milk. It's done. It was poor, but we can't sack Solskjaer after this game.
Yeah. I don't say sack Solskjaer at the end of this game, but this is definitely showed where he is as a manager and where he can only take us as a Man United manager. We said during the preview, is it a sackable offence? And we all said no, because we assumed that Ollie would get them to play a certain way and get them up for this game. And that's what even if we had lost, but we were played better, we weren't a shambles, we weren't capitulating, even at 3-2. I didn't believe the comeback was happening because the composure was gone. If it was a different kind of game and we still lost, I'd been like, cool. He can still stay and he has still some more to show. But it's not the first time in crucial moments that he's done this. He's made the wrong decisions from the start. He's having to try and correct them mid-game. And for me, I'm not saying sack him right after this game, but he's showed us where he can take us, and this is as far as he can go.
I think everyone, even the most darndest Ollie inners, have always said, well, you know what? The jury's out. You have to see, because he hasn't proven anything at this level apart from that he got us top 4. He got us to semi-finals. Man United are talking about our club where we want to get to finals, we want to win, we want to be top of the league, and he hasn't shown us he can do that. So the jury is out. But when we mentioned those crucial games like the semi-finals against Sevilla, that's player. We should have won that if we was a player thing, FA Cup semi-final, we rested players because we were going for the top 4, which we got. The Carling Cup semi-final, I mean, Man City beat us 3-2 in the air. Like I think we overplay a lot of time these big moments. When you look at our big game record, it doesn't stack up to what we're saying. But
guys, just over
that hurdle.
I get that, and I think you're right. The big games in terms of we've got loads of good results in games against rivals and top sixes. We know that since Ollie's been here, but it's those clutch games, semi-finals. You mentioned tonight's game as an example is part of it, and it's about finishing your chances. And if you go back to a lot of those games you're talking about, barring Chelsea in the semi-final and tonight a little bit, we had chances against Sevilla, didn't take them. You even go back to the Southampton game and the PSG game that you both just mentioned, we went a goal down in. We should have been well ahead in those games before we conceded. You know, in the second half against PSG, should have scored 2 goals. And this is the point I'm making. Sometimes you score first and then you get an equaliser, then you miss chances and lose. And we've done it a lot recently where we've had opportunities to take leads and they've been easy chances. We're not talking about it was 2 or 3 shots from the edge of the box that nearly went in, like when we played Chelsea this season. Like Greenwood should be scoring for me. We had lots of opportunities to do that. You look back at the Southampton game, how we ended up being 2-0 down. I went off at half-time thinking, how did that happen? And that was because we're not finishing our chances as well. And that, for me, is a mentality thing. And that's harder to fix than tactics because we've seen a lot of managers in the past, and you mentioned Tuchel or Tuchel, I hope it was that differently. He's a manager that's been criticised with this for many years now. The football's brilliant, but is there the bottle there to get your team over the line? And I think that's Ollie's biggest weakness. I don't even think it's overtly the tactics. I think it's more the mentality. Do we have the ability to go into these crunch games and get the result? Because as far as I can see, history shows us the answer is absolutely not. And that's where you get to an end of a season. That's where maybe the next person takes us. And ironically, it's why I think the jury's out on Poch, because we keep saying we want a manager to get us over the line. Well, if you want to guarantee, you do need to pick a manager that's got his team over the line before. It would make sense in terms of doing that. But we're going to go to some calls now. We've shared the link in the chat, whether you're watching on Facebook or elsewhere. If you're watching us here on the Football Terrace, come and have your say. We've got Lincoln, who's going to be the first caller of the night. You've got a minute to make your point or ask your question. Lincoln, go for it, my friend. What do you want to say?
Yeah, obviously, I'm absolutely devastated about this result. It's literally the worst thing that can happen to us now. If you look at where we were against PSG, if you look at us after the Leipzig game, we beat them 5-0. I go into this game thinking we could win. We don't. But it's just this false sense of security, this false sense of hope, like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get a result. That it just kills the fans in the end. Like I'm still thinking when we're 3-0 down, like when I'm still thinking 3-0 down that we're gonna win this game. That's how you know that when a false sense of hope, when it's a false sense of hope. Like there's no hope right now with this team. The mentality stinks.
Wait, when I say Vibes FC, yeah, people don't understand. This is why I'm Vibes FC, man, because I understand what kind of club and team we've got.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we beat City at the weekend, I'm gonna be sitting here like we're the best team in the world. There's no doubt about it. That's how you got to treat Man United. Lincoln, thank you for coming on, mate.
Can I say, I think last season, and we rightly so, we praised Solskjaer and the coaching staff for improving defensively. This season, it's been we can talk about missed chances, but I mean, Wan-Bissaka on that back post, time and time again, that switch was on. Partly it's a personnel issue in terms of him just switching off that first goal, but the fact that switch was on time after time. Yeah, but we have to look at the setup defensively as well. Because even Southampton, we missed the chances, yes, but then set piece we concede. West Ham, we concede.
See, this is where I think that is player. And the reason I think that is...
That's fine. I'm saying we have to look at it.
No, and I get that. But the reason why... But player, not ability. It's mentality. Because when you're... I don't know what level people watching have played sport at, but I've competed for my country. When your mentality is weak, it makes it harder. You see less. I used to fight. And I remember my first 2 or 3 full contact fights. My vision was about this big. I couldn't see anything because I felt nervous. The more experienced I got, the more I could see. I could see kicks and punches coming. Why? Because I was confident. I knew what I was doing, if that made sense. It's a mentality. It was not about my ability. I didn't actually get that much better technically as a fighter. The difference was my mindset was there. The coaching I had, the experience I got. And you could hear Ollie during the game shouting, move the ball past, you move out here, you're too deep, press, spread more. So he's telling them what to do and trying to instruct them through a game. This comes down to individual players being experienced enough. The reason I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka was tucking in, whatever reason, I think he was feeling vulnerable. And sometimes when fullbacks feel vulnerable, they tuck in closer to their centre back for protection. But of course, it leaves holes. And that's why it needs to be looked at. We're going to jump into some more calls now. We're going to go through these quickly. First up, Daniel, who's a Chelsea fan. Daniel, what are you saying, mate?
All right, Terry.
I'm very good, my friend. Big contributor to the football Terrace. Thanks for coming on. What did you make of United's disappointing display tonight?
In the first half, it was very bad, but the second half it was better.
Hello?
Yes, it was.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it cut off there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What's your take? A lot of Man United fans tonight saying that Ollie should go. He's not good enough. We should cut our losses now. What's your opinion as a rival looking?
I don't think it is Ollie's fault. He can't do what he's trying his best with the players he's got.
There we go. Danny Daddy say there. Thank you very much, Daniel, for coming on. Next up is Kid City, who's a City fan. I bet he's absolutely loving this. Kid City, what you saying?
Yo, y'all doing all right?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you.
Good.
Give us your thoughts on United going out tonight.
No, man, yeah, you ruined my predictions. I thought United were going to go through, but I think they got battered. Like 3-0 down. I don't think it should have ever been a game where United had to come back. It should have been where United should have probably soaked up the pressure a little bit more, played to their strengths, didn't play well at all. Like so bad. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. Hopefully, your form can carry on.
As a City fan, how confident are you going into that game?
Actually, I'm not. I would have been more confident if you would have had a better performance, because I feel like that United are a type of team that kind of performs when they're under these sort of circumstances where, you're not really expecting much from them. Out of nowhere, they just show up. Like when we won the Centurion season, we should have won that game. We were 2-0 up, y'all came back, and it was the Pogba masterclass. And I just feel like it's a very similar scenario. I just hope it's not it that yeah.
Well, I hope it is. Sorry, go on, Kobe.
I think that's a very good point about expectation, actually, because when the least is expected of United, in the Ollie out tweets are clamouring as much as possible. What happens? United win, but when there's expectation on them tonight, they seem to lose. So I think you're spot on, Terry. I think mentality has to have a certain role in it because it's happened so many times.
Yeah, Kobe, we call that the Ollie Judge here. You know what I'm saying? When things are going bad, the Ollie Judge kicks in and takes us home, innit? But
if we had lost to West Ham on the weekend, we would have won. We would have won. Because Solskjaer's job would have been on the line, and the boys would have turned up. Yeah, we beat West Ham.
It's uncanny how many times it's happened.
Yeah, it's not coincidence.
Which tells me it's mentality and not tactics. It really does. And again, maybe I'm looking at it from being an ex-athlete, definitely ex-athlete these days. And I'm looking at it from how I would feel. It's there. I always give this example. One of my best friends in the gym was one of the best trainers and technicians. And in sparring and in sort of behind closed doors competitions, he honestly was one of the best fighters in the world. Nearly every competition this lad went into, or full contact fight as we become adults, he lost. He just, something about him when he got into it and it was crunch time, it didn't come out. And we've all seen those guys in football, those lads who are the absolute dons in the playground. In the playground at lunchtime, they're the best players. They play for the school team or they come and play for your Sunday league team. And it's like they can barely kick a ball. There's something about the certain environments or pressures that are put upon certain people. We've got some more callers here. We've got Pav we're going to next. We've got a super chat first here from the Bill, who says, our defense is so poor. Again, individual error screwed us up. Also, we missed our chances. We played for a draw with a back five and hit them on the counter. Tactically, it wasn't Ollie's fault. It's the players. Next up, we're going to put Pav on. Pav, what you saying, mate? Please do not swear.
Yeah, I won't be sorry, mate. I've already my anger's already pretty much gone. I'm not surprised at all with this result. I knew it was coming. The negativity started yesterday. It's just like bled into that team today. You could just see it. Poor defensive. It's just poorly defensive. We've been seeing it for weeks, and today it's just shown. And even up top, we were just unlucky, man. Some of the stuff that was happening up top, we were just unlucky. It's just poor. It's just poor. The whole team's just poor. And I said this to you last week. This team and some of these players, we're not ever gonna win a major European trophy or the league title with some of these players. This team's got to change. I don't care if it starts from January or the summer. You got to get rid of some of these players. With the Ollie thing, I don't know, man. If he's only got a year left on his contract after this year, so I don't know, man. The club's got to start making decisions now. Some of these players have just got to go. I can't be unfortunate.
You know what's interesting with that point you make there, Pav? The club does need to start thinking about what it's going to do at the end of Ollie's time, because that's called planning. The problem is either two things we'll do. KJ, 100%. We're either not going to plan for it, so they'll leave it to the last minute, or it will leak. It will leak early that we're looking at X, Y, or Z, and again, it will destabilize. That's all mentality issues with this football club, and it stems from the middle, and it's been going on. And of course, tonight, Ollie got things wrong. Of course, tonight, Maguire, AWB, Rashford, Greenwood got things wrong. But it's the consistency of these mistakes, and that's what my point I was making earlier. Like, this isn't the first time we've gone out in a game. This isn't the first time we've had opportunities and not taken them. It isn't the first time we've defended poorly, and it isn't the first time it's happened to Ollie, LVG, Jose. Like, it is much bigger.
I swear the last time we needed to go to Germany to get a point or something to qualify was Wolfsburg, and we lost 3-2 there as well, fam. You know what I'm saying?
It's painful. Listen, Pav, thank you very much for coming on, mate, and having your say. We're going to jump through some more calls here. Next up, we're going to get Kenny on the show. Kenny, what are you saying, mate?
Hello, guys.
Yeah, good, Kenny. What do you want to say, brother?
Poor defending. Pogba should go out of this club. We don't need him anymore.
We needed him today because he got one of the goals. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
Okay, today with that header. Okay. The problem is in the formation. We should not start with the 3-5-2 formation. At least a 4 defender. At least. I imagine that we should play in 4-4-2 diamond. I imagine that. Rashford.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh, okay, sorry. Rashford. He become selfish game after game. When he should pass the ball, he go and gather the shot. We have more opportunities about that. Van de Beek should have more confidence in himself to take that shot.
That chance on the left-hand side.
I hear you on that, Kenny. He should have done, absolutely. Kenny, great points, mate. Well done. Hear you there. We've got man like Igal coming on to chat to us now. Igal, how you doing, mate?
You weren't smiling like that.
You guys join us. Join us. Come. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You at least can win a trophy. Join us in the Europa League.
How do you even know the how do you know the theme tune? Why do you know? Because you've been there too long. You've been there too long.
When you actually take it in, it's not that bad.
Weren't you? Wait, haven't you been crying for how many years that you're in there, fam?
Let's get it, bro. It's been 4 struggling years. You know what? I would switch positions with you guys, but you know what? At least Arsenal right now. I know what the hell's going on. Terry, you sounding like me today. Terry, you're sounding a lot like me today. So don't start.
I would be sounding like you.
Don't start, bro. You sounding like me today. Excuses FC in the house. Let's go. I'm loving this. My team does not give me enjoyment. So I have to enjoy other people's pain.
I'm muting you. You got to go back. What excuses did I give for my team today?
Listen.
No. I'm muting you. Answer my question. What excuses did I give?
I don't even know what you're talking.
You just said I'm giving excuses. So what excuses am I giving? I had a Terrace. I said we didn't finish our chances. I said we were poor defensively. I said Ollie got things wrong. How is that an excuse?
Listen, I'm just here to laugh at your tears. I'm sorry.
But don't say I made excuses when I didn't, bro. If you said I'm acting like you, that's nonsense, Igal.
Come on, bro. I'm listen, Terry, you enjoy every single Arsenal loss. You know what? I'm gonna enjoy every single Manchester United loss.
Bro. Enjoy Man United losing. That's right. But don't come on here and say, Terry, you've been making excuses and acting like you. Accusing me of acting like you is almost a criminal offense, bro. So don't do that. Come on, man. That's out of order. Lying about me. Come on, man. Come on.
You guys are my guys. But you know what? Enjoy the Europa League, guys.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
For you, what was the reason for the loss more than anything? Who or what was the reason for the loss? Maybe Leipzig just a better side, manager, players, what?
Honestly, I just feel like it's you guys said it yourselves. I feel like it's the mentality of the players. They felt like they were gonna go into this game, and the moment they conceded, they just lost their heads. I honestly believe your players, they can't constantly think they're gonna come back from 2 to 3 goal leads. It's something's going on at the club and the mentality wise with the players, because these guys have not been able to shut up shop defensively, and they've also every time, at least you guys get back in the games and you guys are able to score, get goals, but you cannot consistently do this in the league, in the Champions League. At least one thing you guys have done, you guys showed up some of these big games, but right now you have the quality of players.
Listen, it's definitely something that Solskjaer and the coaches have to look at, because why do we start games so slow? Why do we have to keep coming back? You know, even if we miss chances, we just keep going behind. They have to look. No, but Terry, even if it's mentally,
no.
It's still up to the manager to look at and say, what do I need to change?
You know what it is, but I think it's bigger than that. That's why I know we've been conceding, right? And we've done it in 5 of our last few Premier League games, and we've done it tonight in the Champions League as an example.
And PSG as well.
That was at home though. I thought we were talking about away game.
Oh, anyway, yeah, Karen, sorry, you're right. Go on.
We have done it a few times recently. I'm not like denying that, but that's just like kind of a symptom of the lack of mentality. Does that make sense? Like for me, we've been doing this in big games for a long time, and everyone's focusing, well, we've just got to stop conceding first. I'm like, that's my point. No, we don't. In these big games, yes, of course, we don't want to concede first. That's like an obvious thing to say. It's more about being up for the challenge. It's more about keeping our mentality when something goes wrong. And then on top of that, it's finishing our chances. Go back for a lot of these crunch games. The majority of them, barring Chelsea in the semi-final of the FA Cup, where we didn't lay a glove on them, go back and watch them. You'll find 4 or 5 chances. We're going, easy chances. If we take those moments, if we have some guts, if we have some kind of, some cojones, as Troy Deeney would say, I think we'd get ourselves through those moments. Right now, yeah, we're conceding early. But my fear under Ollie is we'll solve that problem, but we'll still fall short in these games. So what I don't want to do is focus on one symptom of this mentality problem now. Think, if we don't concede first, that's going to fix things, because I don't think it will. I think it's a much bigger issue with this with Man United as a football club. We just don't do well in big games. We just can't do it anymore. We've lost it as part of our makeup. And conceding first, that isn't really my concern. Tonight it was really bad. It's more, how do we finishing chance? And that's the thing for me.
To be fair, when you do look at the years gone by, we just mentioned Wolfsburg away, Sevilla under Jose. Or actually, every time we play Sevilla, all of them games, you know what I'm saying? Screw Sevilla. But it's not just an Ollie issue, and it's not just a Pogba issue or a Rashford issue or Martial. Like, we was doing this before these players arrived at the club. So I will lay the blame at where it should be today in terms of the game, which is the players and Ollie.
Yeah.
But in terms of where we are as a football club, there's only one place to look. And until we as fans start going after the people and the place where this stems from, this is just going to continue. And that is why Vibes FC exists. But you know what? Yeah? But you know what? Today, go on again.
When we were talking about stuff during the window, you guys were saying, "Oh, we need Sancho, we need this," and I said something, and you guys threw me down. I said you guys need someone at the top that can build a plan, even if you sack a manager who's there consistently at the back and organizing everything. Who do you guys have?
Hang on a minute. Hang on again, Gal. This is something that I've been asking.
Let me ask you a question, though.
I'm addressing your statement. This is something I've been asking for and moaning that my club hasn't had for 4 years. We don't have a plan and someone on the top running it properly. Why would we have shut that down as a point? I don't get it.
No, because when we all said what is one thing that Manchester United need over any signing, I said you guys need a tactical director. Like, that is the one thing you guys need.
No, there's no point having a tactical director if you don't sign anyone. So you need the signings as well. But okay, I hear your point. But what's your question?
My question is, who do you guys currently have at the top that is consistently the one that has the direction and the plan? So if you sack Ali tomorrow,
no one, blood. That's the
Okay,
issue.
so that is the number one thing that they need to address. And Manchester United, if they can do that,
you should
guys
know.
spend the money to do that.
No. You should know why this is, though. You've got it at your club too. We have to trust a certain somebody. I've been told I can't say certain words today, so I ain't gonna use them. But a certain someone up top, he is the guy we have to trust to bring in the people who could build a vision, who then can bring in the people to manage the players, and then bring in the players that can fulfill that vision. We gotta trust him to pick this guy. I wouldn't trust him to pick up my nan from the airport, let alone pick a DOF for Man United. So you can say, "Oh, we need a technical director, we need a DOF." That's all good. We know we need it, but who's in hiring him? Who's the guy who's gonna be bringing this guy in? And we can't trust him. So get him gone, and then we can be talking about everything else.
You just need something to hold on to as fans.
No, I've got what I hold on to. I've got my resistance, fam. That's what I hold on to.
I hold on to the fact that, and Bits and Bobs said it perfectly last night in a preview show. I'm a Man United fan. My seatbelt on as I'm strapped in forever, and I'll be frustrated like I am right now. Listen, I'm not a journalist. If you're whatever platform you're watching this on, I'm not a journalist. I'm not here to be the next Adrian Durham or Gary Lineker and be a certain way. I'm a football fan. I'm going to show football passion. I'm going to show frustration when my team loses. You are just going to have to deal with that as viewers. It's as simple as that. And if we beat City at the weekend, I'm going to be celebrating and happy. But I've always been consistent, and Neeks has known me a long time to know this, that I've always said, like, we're never improving overtly as a football club until we fix the way the club is being run at the top. It's as simple and it's as straightforward as that. No poorly run organization has ever been successful, or at least not sustainably, across every industry in the world. So until that happens, we're not going to improve. We're not going to get any better, which is why today I'm very happy to point the blame at the players for missing chances, terrible defending to go goals behind, bad mentality that we've had under many, many big games with Ollie. But then it's like the buck doesn't stop there, because this has been going on for nearly a decade. And until fans start to address that and really hone their focus on it, it isn't going to kind of go away. It's as simple as that. And a lot of you in the comments, when I'm frustrated, yes, I definitely can't take banter. I definitely get annoyed. It's as simple as that, bro. And that's it. You're gonna have to deal with it. Thank you to Shahaz Ahmed here for becoming an official member of the Football Terrace. Thank you very much for doing that. Means a great deal to us. Igal, who's gonna go further in the Europa League, Man United or Arsenal?
Listen, honestly, at this point, let's just wait and see who actually drops down. Because if Real Madrid drop down, it doesn't matter how far either of us get. They're probably going to win it.
No. Igal, I'm going to say Arsenal, because I feel like you guys will take it more seriously than we will. And even if Real Madrid not comes down, they ain't taking that competition seriously either. They'll probably play their kids and get knocked out on purpose.
Listen, I haven't been coming on the Tuesdays and Wednesday shows because I have nothing to say about Champions League. But now that you guys are part of the Europa League, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the football. Don't stress yourselves. Don't stress yourself. Just relax, because Europa League is not as serious. We all know it. Once you get to the round of, when there's like 8 teams left, that's when it gets serious. So at that point, if we're still in it, that's when I'll start saying we can win.
I agree. I agree with you on that. Like, you get down to that like last 8, maybe final 4, then you go, oh, but suddenly you're in. It's a bit like the League Cup, innit? Like, no one cares when you go out early in the League Cup. Semi-finals and beyond, you kind of has a bit more of a feel to it.
I love how Igal's trying to like lure us into Europa League life, because he's lived it for how many years now, and he's just used to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad, guys. Just come in, enjoy it. No, fam.
Unpopular opinion: the Europa League track is better than the Champions League track. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Keep that to yourself, man. Keep that to yourself.
I'm gonna say it.
Wait. In what sense? In what sense is better?
It's just a banger. It's just a banger. Let's be honest, guys.
No, there's not. The Champions League song gives you goosebumps. It makes you nervous. It's amazing.
Curdles in your stomach. You're like,
straight out. You see milk curdle on that. It's one of them ones. Jewel here with a comment says, "Still Ollie excuses. Are you serious?" See, let me just address this. This is not. This is why do people struggle to comprehend simple statements. No one is giving Ollie an excuse. Clearly stated on this stream tonight, he got things wrong. Clearly stated that the club and the team have some mentality issues that are definitely down to him. He definitely, maybe, has reached his ceiling. But where you're not listening, and maybe you're choosing not to and being completely and utterly intellectually dishonest, is with the fact that this isn't this the way we performed tonight, and this kind of result and this kind of early disappointment in the season isn't exclusive to Ollie in the past 8 years. It isn't as though David Moyes come in, won 2 league titles, Champions League final, left. LVG came in and won a title in a Champions League, and then Jose won us the treble, and now Ollie's come in and he's made it crumble. Like, that didn't happen unless I've been asleep for 8 years. What's happened is every manager has systematically failed in one way or another. So that should tell you the problem goes beyond just the manager, beyond this squad of players. It's a club issue from the middle, because every poorly run football club in the history of football has gone bad. Every single one. None of them have stayed at the top for too long. Sometimes you get carried by a player or two, but it's what happens.
Look, maybe the greatest manager of all time.
What's been going on? By the way, did Real Madrid go through tonight?
Oh no, they play tomorrow.
Oh, they play tomorrow. I thought someone said they're playing tonight. Like Barcelona, like look what's going on there. It's being run poorly. Messi's not as potent as he used to be. They've lost the Xavi, the Iniestas of this world that help keep them afloat. But since they've been run poorly, like really bad, look how they've fallen apart. AC Milan's another example. Listen, my bro, you're entitled to your opinion, of course you are. But to look at it as, you're just defending Ollie. No, what we're not doing is being blinded and blinkered into going, let's scream and shout about Ollie only, blame Ollie, help get him sacked, and then just pretend that the world's going to be sunshine and rainbows when he leaves, because history's on our side. Historically, we're right, because nothing's changed before. Why is it going to suddenly change if he goes? It's a madness train of thought to have, to think that one manager coming in is going to change everything.
I think, let's be honest, where we are in the league is more than enough. The league is the bread and butter. It's more than enough to say, all right, bad Champions League campaign because we didn't go through. From Man United standards, getting through the group should be the bare minimum. We know we're not at the level we should be, but it's a bad campaign because we're not at that level. But we are near the top of the league of a game in hand. Bad night today, bad Champions League campaign. We play Man City on Saturday, and we better be up for it. And then we have a tough December. So I think anyone expecting or thinking that they're going to force Solskjaer out in December right now, you're wasting your energy. It's not happening. And I've said it already. For me, like I did last year, give him to the end of the season, see where we're at. If we start plummeting because of this and it spirals that effect, we can reassess. But as things stands, Solskjaer, he hasn't proved that he's going to win us a league or a Champions League. And I don't think he ever will because of his limitations as a coach. But I don't think anyone that comes in now is going to win us a Premier League or Champions League. So let's see where we are at the end of the season, reassess the whole structure of the club, including the manager and the players.
If we're honest, even if you had made it through, as much as it would have been nice, do you believe we would have won anyway? How far do you believe we would have gone anyway?
Bayern Munich in the next round.
You need a luck of the draw.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, that's... look, would we have really won it? The answer is probably not. Did we expect to get out the group? Most people said no. And that's where you've got to manage temper your expectations, because what I'm angry is that we had it in our hands and we let it go, and I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed.
1 point from 2 games, just leaving it there.
Yeah, but the 1 point from 2 games was against 2 teams who I would say 95% of the footballing world at the start of the season would say is superior to us. So it's hard, right? Like you're playing against teams that were are much better than us. So losing to them back to back like that wouldn't have bothered me. How do I say this in the right way? At the start of the season, I don't know if that would have bothered me so much, because I didn't really think we'd be in a position to get out the group anyway. But because we were in that position and we started so well, it makes it more disappointing in a way. If we'd lost to PSG in the first game, maybe beat Leipzig, dropped points to Istanbul like we did, and lost to PSG and been out, we'd have gone, that's what we expected. But we had that chance and we had that opportunity. And it's another, I think the big disappointment for me, it's another opportunity that we've thrown away. And we've been doing this for 8 years, and it's just annoying. We took the lead against Bayern Munich with David Moyes, fell away. Had to go away to Wolfsburg of all teams. LVG fell away. Sevilla, easy draw in the knockout stage with Jose. We fall away from it. Like, we just consistently do this, and that's what my anger and frustration is about. It's just nearly a decade of my hair falling out, you know what I mean, and my football team getting progressively worse, and it's just so frustrating.
That Istanbul game kills me, man. Every time I think about it, like, we would have been.
Listen, after those 2 games, I'm just like, listen, we played Istanbul back to back. We win those games. We're through.
Qualification, bro. This is what I'm saying. I was like, we can do this.
As was said, I think again it comes back to it. it's like when the expectation is there, we can't seem to rise to the occasion. The 2 games at the beginning of the group, no one's expecting it. We turn up. The in between all of that, we've played Palace, we played Brighton, we played Spurs, we've been smashed. We played poorly, even though we got a win against Brighton. But the 2 games that we're not supposed to win at the start of the season, we turn up in. Then we play Istanbul with a chance to really put the nail in the coffin to say we're gonna go through this group, and we put in the disastrous performance. And then it's until we got 2-0 down and we start trying to fight back and get in the game. It's when our backs are against the wall, then we start performing, when there's no expectation. But that's the difference between the elite sides. Because it's like when a small side goes to Manchester United. There's no, if you lose, you lose. So you play with the handbrake off, it's a free hit. The big sides, the best sides, play with that expectation, game in, game out. And that's how you win titles. That's how you win big trophies.
Which is why I don't like the tag about Guardiola that he's a checkbook manager, because when you spend big money,
all the pressure,
expectations on you, like with Frank Lampard this season, I put a lot of respect on Frank Lampard because he spent big and he had big money spent, and he's delivering with it so far. So far, he's doing a very good job. When it was, well, you've spent 250 odd million pounds. You put all these superstar players, top class youngsters, massive goal scorers, world class defenders. You've got to perform now, and he has done. Managing that expectation is high, and I actually think, and I'm starting to think it more and more, that's where Ollie lacks to go to that next level, because you only need a few more wins in 20 for the win percentage to be. No, we were like a 67 win percentage in 40 odd games. You don't need that much more to push on to that 70 plus, which is title level win percentages. I think the difference is moments like today, and I think it's mentality. And then mentality does everything to you. It makes you, I'm going to play 5 at the back, or I'm going to stick those holding midfielder. It makes you second guess yourself and not do the right thing. And and we all know that because we've all done it in jobs. We've all done it in life where we've second guessed ourselves, or we've kind of crumbled under the pressure and done something that we shouldn't have done. And it's massively frustrating. There's no doubt about it. But we're at the end of the stream now, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I do this when Man United, when Arsenal lose. I do it when our rivals lose. So I've got to do it when Man United lose, although I'm frustrated. I really, really am. Do me a favor, though. Massive stream tonight. Record-breaking stream again tonight, which is amazing. Everyone on Give Me Sport, make sure you're hitting that like and share button, please. But I do this for rivals. We're going to go out to it tonight because we've got to laugh at Man United as well. That's the name of the game. No echo chambers. If you're offended by the fact that I get frustrated with my team loses and I have a little pop at my fellow panelists who are friends of mine that I've known a while, I'm really sorry, but it's not going to change. It's how the Football Terrace does. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And Ollie, you've killed me, mate.